The Infancy Gospel of Thomas explained. Introduction: The Hidden Years of Nazareth. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if a 5-year-old child had the power to reshape the universe with just a word? The regular history books don't tell us much about Jesus' childhood, but an ancient text called the Infancy Gospel of Thomas does. It takes us back to the dusty streets of Nazareth, where a young Jesus is growing up with his family. But this isn't a story about a perfect, quiet child. This is a story about a little boy discovering he has the power of a God, throwing tantrums that alter reality, and slowly learning what it truly means to use his gifts for good. Chapter 1: Clay Birds and a Rainy Sabbath. The story begins on a rainy Sabbath day, the traditional day of rest. 5-year-old Jesus was playing in the mud by a flowing stream, channeling the water into little pools. To pass the time, he scooped up some soft clay and sculpted 12 little clay sparrows. Another kid saw him doing this and ran to tell Jesus' father, "Joseph, look, your son is breaking the rules. He is making things out of clay on the day of rest." Joseph rushed down to the stream and shouted, "Jesus, why are you doing this on the Sabbath?" Instead of getting scared or arguing, little Jesus turned to the mud puddles. He clapped his hands together and yelled to the clay figures, "Go, fly away and remember me." Right before everyone's eyes, the lumps of mud turned into real feathery birds. They chirped and flapped their wings, soared up into the sky. The crowd stood there with their mouths open, completely shocked by what they had just witnessed. Chapter 2: The Dangerous Side of Power. But having unlimited power as a young child can be dangerous. As Jesus grew a bit older, he didn't always handle his emotions well. If someone treated him unfairly or made him angry, his powers reacted instantly. One day, a boy named Annas took a stick and ruined the water pools Jesus had worked hard to build. Furious, Jesus told him his power would dry up just like the water. Suddenly, the boy lost all of his energy and he couldn't move. Later, another boy ran through the village street and accidentally bumped hard to Jesus' shoulder. In a flash of anger, Jesus shouted, "You won't finish your walk." The boy instantly fell down asleep in death. The villagers grew terrified. They came to Joseph weeping and complaining, "Your son is cursing our children. We have to teach him to bless people, not hurt them, or he can't live in our village anymore." Joseph pulled Jesus aside, reminding him that his words carried too much weight to be thrown around in anger. Chapter 3: The Teachers Who Failed. Realizing Jesus needed guidance, Joseph tried to send him to school. A schoolmaster named Zacchaeus offered to teach Jesus the alphabet and how to behave. On the first day, the teacher wrote the first letter, Alpha, on a slate and told Jesus to repeat it. Then he asked Jesus to say the next letter, Beta. Jesus looked up at the teacher and said, "If you really know what Alpha is, tell me its secret meaning first, and then I will believe you about Beta." The teacher got angry and tried to discipline Jesus, but Jesus stood up and began explaining the deep hidden cosmic geometry of the letter Alpha, how it was shaped, its mathematical secrets, and what it represented in the universe. The teacher was so overwhelmed and embarrassed by the child's infinite intelligence that he turned to Joseph and said, "Take this child away. He doesn't need a schoolmaster. He belongs in a realm far beyond this world. Chapter 4: Healing and Helping the Village. As Jesus matured, his relationship with his powers changed. He began to understand that his divine gifts were meant to heal, fix, and protect the people around him. When his older brother James went into the woods to gather firewood, a venomous viper bit James on the hand. As James lay crying on the ground, fading fast, Jesus ran over. He didn't have any medicine. He simply leaned down and blew a gentle breath onto the snake bite. Instantly, the poison vanished. The wound healed, and James stood up perfectly fine. Another time, a local construction worker fell from a high roof and was badly hurt. The crowd gathered crying. Jesus walked into the middle of the panic, took the man by the hand, and said, "Rise, get up and finish your work." The man stood up immediately, completely cured, and picked his tools back up. The villagers stopped fearing Jesus and began to marvel at the incredible good he could do. Epilogue: The wisdom of a 12-year-old. The text ends when Jesus reaches the age of 12. His family traveled to Jerusalem for a festival, and on the way home, they realized that Jesus was missing. Panicked, Joseph and Mary rushed back to the city, searching for 3 days. They finally found him in the great temple, sitting in the center of the wisest scholars, teachers, and elders in the land. Jesus wasn't just listening, he was answering their toughest questions about ancient laws and the cosmos. Everyone who heard him was completely amazed at how a 12-year-old could possess such boundless understanding. When Mary told him how worried they had been, Jesus looked at her with a calm, mature gaze. "Why were you searching for me? Didn't you know that I must be in my Father's house?" The boy who had once brought clay birds to life in the mud had finally grown into his true purpose, ready to bring light and wisdom to the entire world.